Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this EU Masters 2-game slate on Wednesday, May 6th. Before I get started, if you can subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions, I really appreciate it. Let's get to it. So, early on, I like to go through the Vegas odds. You got Movie Star Riders versus Fnatic Rising, which is practically a toss-up right now. And then you got Gamers Origin versus Kick Esports. With the bigger favorites on the slate. So if you just want to play like cash, or honestly just the safest way I usually find success in is playing the favorites. Gamers Origin is pretty decently favored over Kick. These are all good teams though. I think this slate's a little tougher than even the slate yesterday. It's pretty close. I like all these teams kind of a good amount. I don't play too many lineups, so it'll be kind of hard to see who I do play, but I know for sure I'll probably just be playing the Vegas odds. I'll probably have Gamers Origin in the lineup paired with Fnatic and Movie Star Riders. I'll probably do a couple lineups like that. Kind of mix and match Fnatic Rising and Movie Star, but I think I am leaning Gamers Origin. But one thing I do want to note is I've noticed in the EU Masters, it kind of comes down to the jungler and the support is what I've been noticing. Lately, it's kind of been the last couple slates, it's kind of just been the jungler stepping up and putting the carries ahead, which is usually how it is, but I've seen it more lately in this EU Masters for sure. I feel like in the other leagues, you can you'll see like a top laner or somebody, or even like the carries obviously like lead the team, but it's usually the junglers I need to get the team started. So I will run through like the junglers that I do like, but I do kind of, like I mentioned, I do like each team. There you can make an argument for every team on this slate. Kick Neosurf is kind of the team that that wasn't supposed to be here. They kind of got in through the play-ins, and then they've been playing above expectations for sure. So I know they are the biggest underdogs out of all of these teams right here, probably in the entire quarterfinals. But let's jump to the players. Top lane, Pride is my favorite top laner. He's shown me the most upside in the top lane. More kills, 5.7 kills per game, 10.0 assists. And actually, after looking at his updated stats, he was like at 11.7 assists. He's really solid in the top lane. You'll notice a lot of the Fnatic guys are priced higher, which is crazy because Movie Star Riders actually ended up higher in their group. They were actually the number one seed in the group, mainly due in part because Fnatic was in the group with Mouse Esports, and Mouse Esports went 5-1. But like I mentioned, I do like Movie Star Riders as well. Pretty interested in them as well. I think they're a little too cheap for how good they have played. They usually slow the game down a little bit and then end up capitalizing off of that. But the main place I wanted to talk about is junglers. Dan, the highest upside, it seems like, on the slate. As far as junglers, 4.0 kills per game, 12.0. And him as well, looked at his updated stats. He was like at 13.7 assists per game. He's just playing really solid in the jungler. Really applying him and Pride. He's putting a lot of pressure on that top lane, and they're kind of capitalizing off what they do up there. I do have a lot of respect for all these junglers, though. I like Zlatan. Blue Razor is actually my least favorite out of all of them. So he's probably one of my least favorite players on Gamers Origin. But so that's somewhere where you can be kind of different, where I do like Zlatan a lot better than him. I think he has more upside. 4.8 kills per game, 14 assists is kind of skewed because of the 3-game match that they played on the 9th of April. But Elyoya, same thing. His numbers are a little skewed. The last 3 games, he's probably like at 9.8 assists per game. It says 5.7, but it doesn't show their last 3 or 4 games on here, which is kind of lame. Then you got your mid laners, Magiflex, highest. He has a pretty decent upside. I think Matislaw has the highest upside on the slate. I think a lot of these Kick guys have the highest upside on the slate. They play really solid. Like I mentioned, they weren't supposed to be here. They are the underdogs in the entire quarterfinals, but they have been playing pretty solid. When they pop off, they really take advantage of it, and they put a lot of pressure on you. But I like Zico as well. 34.2 fantasy points against SNG. 28.6. They did lose. I think they ended up winning 4-2, and then they ended up winning out in the tiebreaker stages. They ended up beating Schalke, and they ended up beating Kick as well. And then the Kick one, that game was kind of intense, so that was a good game as well. Then you got your 80 carries. I like Maddie, Smiley. Java is actually probably one of my favorites on the slate. I think he's underappreciated. A lot of people don't talk about him that much. As you can see, he's the cheapest AD carry. He's been showing having a lot of success in that bot lane for sure. XD Smiley, probably the highest upside out of all the AD carries. 4.5 kills per game, 5.5 assists, 2.3 deaths. A lot of 29.5 fantasy points per game. He's been playing really solid. A lot of these Fnatic guys, his numbers will be skewed because they did play against Isuba, which everyone practically just fed on them the entire time in the tournament. They were kind of a free win. Then you got your supports. Bravado has shown the highest upside on the slate. Dude, like I mentioned, a lot of the numbers for Fnatic are a little skewed because they did play against Isuba, which was a pretty terrible team, and then they played against Mouse Esports, which is just a fast-paced team, and they kind of just popped off on both games. Both teams did. And then whoever won the last fight usually ended up winning the game. And then you got Rux for Movie Star Riders, 0.7 kills per game, 7.7 assists, pretty solid. So if you're just looking at numbers, you'll see Fnatic pops off a lot, but I don't think they're that much better than Movie Star Riders. So that's where the toss-up is, in my opinion. But I do like Gamers Origin a pretty decent amount, but you can make an argument for every single team in this lineup, in this slate. So me personally, like I mentioned, I will be playing a decent amount of Gamers Origin, and then just mix and matching with Fnatic Rising and Movie Star Riders for sure. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys do. And that's going to be the end of this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.